Hi, good morning everyone. Nice to see you. So hope you're feeling good on this Wednesday morning again, another sunny morning. I think it was meant to be rainy, but it's gorgeous. So aren't we lucky considering? So okay, just sit yourself down for a moment. We're just going to stretch in the back and engage the core and focus on our breathing for a moment before we start stretching. So just let me get my notes ready. So just get yourself ready, sit down, I'll wait till everyone's arrived. Good. Right, I'm really sorry if it's noisy. There's two sets of gardening going on around me, so it's a little bit noisy here. So you just have to ignore the buzzing in the background. It is gardening tools. Just having a sip of my water and then we'll get ready to go. So just sit yourself down in a comfortable position. Just be aware that when you sit with crossed legs, you might find one knee is higher than the other. That's often due to a pelvic instability, but we will try and do something on that. Maybe next week I'll focus on trying to get our pelvis in alignment. And if you do find that one knee, so I find my left hip is always, so my left knee always a lot higher. So just be aware of your own body if there's something slightly out in the hips. And we'll work on that next week. So just sit in a nice comfortable position. Legs could be in front if you have knee or hip issues. And I just want you to focus on your breathing. So we're just going to catch our breath for a moment. Really good thing to do first thing in the morning. We're just going to do a little bit of sort of mindfulness and think of our breathing and sort of set our intention for the day and get your mind positive and grateful basically. So I just want you to place one hand, you can put both hands on the rib cage. We're going to really try and breathe wide and full into the ribs. I want you to sit so your hips and shoulders are in alignment and ears are in alignment. So make sure you're not poking your chin forward. So you're lengthening up through the spine. So hands on the rib cage, and I want you to breathe wide and full. So keep the head nice and relaxed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So wide and full into the rib cage, not into the shoulders. So if you can see yourself, just make sure you're not lifting the shoulders up. So breathing in, breathing out. So breathing in through your nose. And then breathing out through nice relaxed lips. So keep focus on your breathing. Maybe put your hands on your belly now, take your breathing deeper. Okay, so really focus on your tummy. And just close your eyes if you want. We're just going to focus for a few moments on the breathing. Breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth. Breathing in, breathing out. And just do a little body scan, just be aware of any part of the body that feels stiff or uncomfortable, or maybe you need to lengthen. Breathe wide and full, into the rib cage, into the belly. Open up in the back as you breathe into the back as well. Be aware of breathing in, and as you breathe out, gently draw the tummy muscles in, the pelvic floor in, and just feel that you're gently sucking the tummy muscles in, not too tight, just get into the habit that you breathe in wide and full, and as you breathe out, just gently draw tummy muscles in, pelvic floor in, breathing in. And as you breathe out, draw the muscles in. So it works so that as you breathe, breathing in opens the airways. As you breathe out, the diaphragm lifts up so you've got more room for the transverse abdominis and core muscles to contract. So some people struggle with the fact that you're breathing in to relax because you're putting pressure on the pelvic floor as you breathe in, and then as you breathe out, you can engage those muscles. Breathing in wide and full, and breathing out. So just get into the habit. You're breathing in to relax. You breathe out to engage. So again, just close your eyes. I want you to focus on your day ahead. And I want you to give yourself 3 things that you're going to achieve today. Okay, once you've got those 3 things, I want you to focus on just think about 3 things that you're really grateful of. So it could be the sun, children, health, a home with a garden. Okay. Okay, in your own time, just slowly bring your awareness back into your body, wiggle the fingers, circle the hands round, and circle your left shoulder, left elbow. Okay, we're just focusing on each limb at a time for a moment, and then the other side. Your right elbow. Breathe wide and full. Sorry if I go freeze occasionally. It says mobile reception not great. Okay, mobilise. So thank you for joining me, Tamsin and Joe. So just slowly start to mobilise and a gentle twist through the spine. Just placing the hands here, and I just want you to try and mobilise through the spine without leaning forward. Keep the hips down. And twist to your left. Placing the hand on the knee, lengthen through the spine as you twist. And twist the other way. Keeping the knees nice and relaxed. Okay, change the position of the legs and taking you into a side bend. So lengthen down to the side. Stretch the fingers up and drop the shoulder. Let the head drop to side. And over. Lengthen the hip away from you as you stretch into the waist, keeping the shoulder back and down. Okay, and slowly circle the shoulders, keeping the chin tucked in, keep the rib cage in. Stretching forward, so hands together, curl through the spine. And then change the position. So you can go into your knees for this one. I want you to try and get a really nice extension and an arch through the lower back. So hands behind and get that roll the opposite direction. So arch through the lower back. Just be aware if there's any niggles in the back. And then curve the back. So start, just drop the back down, drop the head down, then stretch the arms forward, taking your head down towards the knees. Be aware if there's any tightness in the back. And then open again. Hands coming back and go into that back extension. So you can bring the hands together or just open the hands wide and forward again. So spine first, curl, drop the head and then come a little bit closer towards the knees. Hands can stay on the knees or hands out in front. And then open again and a really lovely back extension. So see that the pelvis tilts forward. Okay, good. Head and neck. So you're going to just circle the head round and back round. And side to side. Okay, a gentle drop the head over to the side. I'm going to place my hand on, so you're going to your left. Place my hand on the head and press. So press the head into the hand. So we're just trying to engage the muscles here as you lengthen here. So drop that opposite shoulder. Keep that shoulder down. You can just roll it a little bit if you need to. Just keeping that pressure. And then just release. Head coming down towards the shoulder and stretching out into the neck. And then just turn the head. Good. Head over to the other side again. Press the hand onto the head. Circle that shoulder, the opposite shoulder. Just try and get that stretch into the neck. Keep that pressure. And let the head just drop. So it should go a little bit further as you lengthened through that, the muscles in the neck. Good. Okay, just draw the elbows in and open. Open in the chest. As you open the chest, try not to flare the rib cage. Good. And then elbows down. Open up into the chest, mobilize into the shoulders. Hold in that position again, rotate, center, rotate, center, and release, and roll the shoulders. Okay, coming up onto your knees, taking your right leg out, you're just going to press. So I'm going to start with kind of a little bit of a bend. So opening up into the inner thighs as you bend that knee. Obviously watch how it feels on the knee. So you might find it's quite sensitive on the knee. Whoops. And bend. And then press the hips back. So I'm slowly coming down, pressing the hips back. So stretching into the inner thigh as I press the hip down. So getting as much pressure of the hip down to get that little bit of a subtle stretch in there. Turn the foot, so your toes are up, and again, just press down. So it's just stretching a little bit differently in the fibers on the inner thigh, the adductor. And then let's go straight away to the other side. So leg out, and you cut a little bend. Moving in the hip joints, good. So might stretch in the knee and then push back. So really try and stretch into your left adductor. So I'm really pressing the hips back. And then turn the foot. And press down. So you should get that stretch in here. Good, really getting that opening into the hip, into the glute, inner thighs. Good, back onto the knees. I'm facing sideways now. I'm going to do a hip flexor stretch. Knee, pillow under my knee. So knee in front, lengthen. So from there, you want to find you press the hip forward to get that stretch right at the top of that thigh and the hip flexor. So right into that hip. Now be aware of arching. And just stretch over to the side. Drop the shoulder, stretch the side. stretching into the back. Slowly come up, tuck the toes under, try and take your weight onto the front leg, lift that back leg, and this is a strong move now. Hold in that position. So you're just going to hold up in that position, stretching the hip flexor, working the legs. Now, if you need to, I want you to imagine your thighs are drawing in together. So it's a strong move for the quad. Strong, I want you to feel like the hips are drawing in together. You can hold on to here if you need to support yourself. Now, slowly taking the hands down to the floor if you can. Drop that back hip. Okay, I've got my left hand down and I'm going to rotate to the right. You might be doing the opposite side, sorry. Other hand down and twist. Now, move that left foot away and slowly, I'm going to slowly bring my elbows down and you're getting a stretch into the hips. Okay, taking your weight back onto the hands, moving that foot again. Oops, taking the foot across. If you can put your weight onto your hands, lift that foot, bring it across, and then go all the way down. So watch how it feels on the knee. You can lift that foot, slowly bring yourself down, so you're stretching in the glute piriformis now. Bring yourself all the way down onto your front. Try and keep the pelvis stable, so both hips alignment. So I can really feel it in my left glute. It's my left leg that's bent. Okay, now slowly taking the weight onto the hands. I've tucked the toes under the back leg, the straight leg. Slowly lift and lift that leg, wiggle and come into a downward dog. So hands down and pressing the heels down one at a time. Okay, in that position, walking forward so you can see what I'm doing. So hold in that position. I'm going to release my left hand, actually my right, and I'm going to come across and reach to the foot. You can still be on your toes if you need, and you're going to twist the body. And release. Other side. Reach the leg, ankle. You can be on your toes if you need, and twist. And back to the centre. Okay, other knee down for a hip flexor stretch. So other foot forward. So lengthen, press that hip forward. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Same arm as leg, lift, drop the shoulder, lengthen and press the hip forward. And reach over to the side. Try and lengthen through the spine, so feel the hip pushing away as you stretch over to the side. Shoulders down. And slowly release. Taking the weight onto the front leg, tuck the toes under the back leg and lift up, ooh, balance. Okay, strong move. Release the hands if you can, working that glute. Hands wherever's comfortable. Hold in that position. Keep the foot strong, so spread the toes out. Lengthen through the spine. Still pressing that left hip forward, still getting that stretch onto the hip flexor, inner thighs. Okay, taking the hands down. I'll move myself back so you can see me. And right hand down, rotate up to the left. Left hand down, rotate the other way. Hands down, move that foot to the side, slowly taking yourself down if you can. So weight onto the hands, slowly coming down to the elbows if you can, getting that stretch into the hips again. Okay, now coming up, weight onto the hands, release the right foot and take it across. That's quite hard to balance on the hands. Okay, take the foot across. So my pelvis is square. I'm pressing my hips down. Watch if you've got any issues with the back. Slowly lower yourself down. And you're relaxing down in that position to stretch into the hip and the glute. Okay, nice and relaxed. Keep the shoulders down. Relax the head down, just breathe wide and full. Okay, slowly come back up, weight onto the hands, tuck the toes down on the back leg, lifting and hovering, coming up onto the arms, hover that leg, and just coming into a downward dog again. I need to walk forward again. So weight onto the hands, lengthen through the spine, push your bottom away from you, slowly pressing the heels down, or lifting up, whichever is comfortable. If you've got tight hamstrings. Okay, hands a little bit closer, press the heels and twist again. Hand to the ankle, the leg, wherever's comfortable, and twist. And release. And hand to the other ankle and twist. And release. And down onto the knees. Okay, so just making sure I'm in the center. Hands under the shoulders, knees hip width apart, lengthen through the spine. Weight onto the left hand, release the right hand and lift the elbow and then drop down. You can do 4. Really lift the elbow up. Use your core muscles. 2, 1, and release, shoulders down, hand behind the head, lift. And release. Good, you might feel it different on each side. Okay, knees open and push back into just a child pose. Stretch the arms out in front, drop the head down. Lengthen, open, relax through the spine. Okay, just bring yourself forward, so just resting on that front leg. I'm going to twist slightly and grab hold of my back foot. I'm trying to stretch the quad and the hip flexor and just slowly bring the foot in towards you. Try and lengthen through the spine. Obviously any back issues, don't arch, try and keep the back long. And slowly release, weight onto your hands, other knee forward, stretch the other leg away, slight rotating, some rotating round, letting the thigh drop down to the floor, grab the foot if you can. If you can't, hold on to the trousers and getting that lengthen through the front of the thigh. Try and drop that hip down, get much more of a stretch. Slowly release. Okay, we're going to do a rotation through the back and the arm and the shoulder. So pillow under the head or whatever's comfortable. Sorry, grab a drink if you need to. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a balance and a rotation. So make sure you've got enough room behind you. So knees are level, so knees in alignment, hips in alignment, shoulders and shoulder in alignment. I need a little bit more of the way head. Make sure you're not crushing your shoulder. Okay, so head is in theory in line with the neck. Hands out in front. Now, hold in that position, take a breath in. Breathing out, engage the core muscles. Try not to let the hips sink forward, so make sure the hips in alignment. Make sure you haven't dropped in the waist, so lengthen the top hip away. You're engaged in the lower abdominal muscles on your out breath, and lift and hover that top knee. So the knee is in line with the hip, so it's a straight line there, as if I've got a tray of drinks there. Hand in front, and you're gonna open, do arm openings, open the arm, reach behind you without moving that top knee. And breathe in, come back. Good, you're going to do 4 more. And come back. Okay, hold and then lift and lower that top leg. So the foot lifts as well. So hands are in front, lengthen through the spine. Okay, 10, hold, and I want you to go toe and knee, toe and knee. So we're just rotating in that hip. So just nice little opener for the hip joint, and keep the synovial fluid moving around that hip joint. Hold and little pulse. So my foot down and little pulse with the knee up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Just pat that thigh. Okay, going over onto the other side. So move pillow, I'm just making sure I'm in a position you can see me. Okay, so lying on your side. Knees together, feet together, arms out in front, shoulders down. Take a really nice deep breath in. Again, lengthen that top hip away, lift the waist away from the floor, hip on hip, knee on knee, foot on foot. Engage the core on your out breath, hands together. So you're squeezing lower abdominal muscles, then lift and hover that top knee in line with the hip, as if you've got a tray of drinks there. Hold it strong. And then rotate. So, taking the arm all the way back, no movement of the top leg. So you're adding a challenge. And hold and lift and lower the leg. So lengthen through the spine. 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going foot and knee, foot and knee, without moving that hip, foot and knee, foot and knee. And keep with the foot down and up, little pulse with the knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, pat that thigh. Good, okay, just rolling over onto your back. You can keep the pillow under your head, it's totally up to you, whatever's comfortable for you. So we're going to engage, work on the core muscles. So we're just going to go into a curl up. I want you to make sure the spine is in neutral, so the pelvis is flat on the front, shoulders are nice and relaxed. Any neck issues, hands can support the head. Any lower back issues, make sure the back doesn't move. So you're not tilting through the spine to help you lift. We're trying to support the head, breathing in. I want you to imagine you've got an apple under the chin. As you breathe out, gently squeeze, draw between the hip bones. Lift that pelvic floor as if you're stopping yourself breaking wind. So the squeeze is from the up, from the back to the top. Then, curling up, just start low first of all and breathe in lower. Get the feeling that you're working the core from here and it's not all about your thoracic spine and your obliques. So get the strength, the power here. Make sure that's engaged. So children, they automatically, unless they've had an injury, they have a great core. They have their muscles that actually develop more when they're 6, 7, 8, and probably more 8. But when they get to do any exercises on the tummy, it's just an automatic, the core is strong. If you've had any injury, back injury, or even broken a leg, prolapse, or even giving birth, it then affects the function of the pelvic floor. So although we think we can curl up, and we are using the transverse abdominis, we need to make sure we're not using our obliques. The common mistake with postnatal ladies or post-injury is that they think they're doing loads of work by doing massive sit-ups. But actually, unless you're working from here, the pelvic floor and the core, then all you're doing is restricting your breathing and giving you a back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain. So it's really important to get the strength, power from here. I think I'm on my high horse this week about pelvic floor. So it's not just pelvic floor, it's transverse abdominis, it's core. But the core, your deep abdominal muscles, are not your obliques. These are there to support you. They're not there as your base of support like your spine or around the spine. When it says deep abdominal muscles, that is all about anything that's the closest to the spine to help support the spine. So these are false muscles like the rectus abdominis. It's just visual. It's important, but you've got to get these engaged first. If you find you're moving the back to lift up, if you're curling and lifting the hips, then you're just using the hip flexors. So it's making sure that if you put your fingers on your hip flexors, they're not doing the work. You're engaging the core before you might use the hips. If you find you're really squeezing the hip flexors, then really tight the top, drop the knees out. And again, I've got to really concentrate on engaging the core, lift and lower. Keeping the tummy engaged. So we're not doming. So what you find, I've actually met quite a lot of men whose tummy muscles have separated, not only postnatal women. So it's making sure these tummy muscles are sewed together before you go into lots of sit-ups. As soon as you do sit-ups and the tummy domes, it means these muscles are separated. So actually what you can do is just try and take out the obliques. I want you to keep going. So I'm pressing, you can press a little bit on the obliques, on the ribs, to make sure those muscles aren't dominating. Just 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Knees in towards the chest. Okay, I'm going to do one more tummy one. This is quite a hard one. So if you've got any back issues, I'll give you 2 options. And again, you can go up to level 3, and level 3 is curling up head, neck and shoulders. But if you've got any, actually often there's a big link with menopausal ladies and jaw issues. So you've got to really make sure that the neck and jaw isn't doing the work for the pelvic floor. So you've got to keep the mouth completely relaxed. So level 1 of this exercise, hands by the hips, my knees start in, so engage the core. So just squeezing pelvic floor, and then it's just a lengthen up. Obviously, to make it harder, the legs go lower, but it can, at this level, you are doing mobilizing in the hips, in the knees and the ankles, so you can sort of flex the foot, point the foot, get the feet moving. So just doesn't matter what level you go to. Next level, the legs are lower. Now, as soon as you go lower, you've got to really make sure the core muscles engaged and you are not doming. The back is lengthened long down in towards the floor. The rib cage is down. If you want to make it harder, you are curling up head, neck and shoulders. And keep going. I'm clicking a bit in my hips. So if I want to stop the clicking, I go a little bit higher. So I'm just sort of alternating, feet flexed, feet pointed, just to get the feet moving. They can stay high, keep going. Hands can support the head if you need. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay, hug the knees in. Little circles in the lower back. And when you're ready, drop the knees to the side and opposite shoulder down. Over to the other side. Now we're going to do a glute stretch because we've done quite a few glute ones today. Okay. Now be aware, if you start with the hips in alignment, knees in alignment, I'm going to take my foot across the knee. As I take it across the knee, I don't move in the hips. As I press the knee open, I don't twist the hips to get it open more. Hips in alignment. If that's enough for the stretch, if you can feel that on there, that's fine. If you're happy to lift up, hold under the thigh. Pulling that foot in towards you, opening out in the knee. Shoulders are down. Lifting that foot a little bit higher, pressing in. At the same time, press the knee out. Okay, good. Same knee, take it all the way across and bring both knees in towards you. So you might feel it a little bit more, so you're taking the foot a little bit further over. You might feel a little bit more in that glute. You can hold on to both knees. Okay, change sides. Start with the feet down. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders open. Lift that left foot, take it across the knee. Sorry, make sure the hips don't twist, and then slowly bring the leg in towards you. Holding onto the foot, pressing out the knee, or you can hold onto the thigh, whatever's comfortable. I've got quite short arms, so it's hard to hold onto the leg. So I want you to tell me at the end of the day if you've achieved your 3 goals today. I have to stop myself. I always want to try and put a 4th or a 5th in, and I know I'm not going to get it done and then get annoyed with myself. So I'm going to focus on the 3. I'll let you know if I achieve it today. 2 are work, and 1 is family related, as in spend time with someone. So it's hard. With 2 girls I'm not saying it's easy with boy and girl, but sometimes it's hard to get time with one individually, especially at the moment, especially if they need time. Okay, now slide the leg across, bringing both knees in towards you. What we're doing this week is we're having a day each. So we're letting somebody choose what we do. I've got to do a bit of work, but in the afternoon, and say film or food, they choose everything. Not that I can get hold of lots of food, but anyway, the theory that they can choose what we're eating. Just to feel like they're having a special day, just to focus on somebody's choices rather than always being somebody else's choice, I suppose. Okay, knees in towards you, a little gentle rock again. Ankles cross, slowly curl up. Just want to do a little bit of a back extension. So coming down onto the other side. Okay, hands down by the hips. I don't know if you can see me, forehead down. So chest open, lengthen the legs away, relax in the hips. Try not to engage the glutes at this moment. Take a breath in. Breathing out, so engage the core but don't tilt the pelvis. Lift the shoulders, reach the hands to the feet and slowly curl up through the spine, reaching the hands towards the feet. Now be aware if you're tensing anywhere across the back or the thighs. It doesn't have to be a big lift, and lower. We're just trying to move the back the opposite direction, especially after any curl ups or tummy exercises where you're lifting the head and neck. Make sure the neck is long. So lengthen, eyes look down, breathe in lower. Good, 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Lengthen, reach, hold, stretch. Lift up a little bit higher. Now reach, right hand, left hand. Now, if it really hurts in the lower back, just take the hands down or go a little bit lower. Watch how it feels across the lower back. 1 more each side. And release. Relax all the way down, hands under the shoulders, coming all the way up and lifting yourself into a child pose again. Bottom down towards the heels, stretch the arms out in front. Lift the wrists, the fingers are down, lengthen through the spine, shoulders are down. Walk the hands to the left and press the hips to the right. Walk the hands right and press the hips left. And back to the centre. Soften the shoulders. Okay, come up onto the hands and knees. I just want to do a little bit of a balanced, shoulders down, lengthen through the spine. Take a really nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, engage the core and hover. Left arm, right leg, lengthen away, hold, and then tap. Tap, lengthen, and lower. Hips in alignment, engage the core, lengthen, tap, lower. Shoulders are down, one more each side, and then we're actually going to hold in a balance. Okay, you're going to balance your leg away from you and take the arm into a thread the needle. The leg stays still, whoops. Try and keep your balance. 4, 5, and lower down. Hips in alignment, take a breath in. So it's quite a lot of a challenge to balance. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Knees open, pressing the hips down, lengthen through the spine, get a nice stretch through the back. Relax the shoulders. Okay, relax the arms for a moment. Pushing your bottom down towards the heels. Just breathe wide and full. Get that nice stretch through the spine. Okay, curl the head in towards the knees, slowly curl up, and I want to take you back into a seated position. Morning, Rachel. So we're just going to do a little bit of a relaxation again. I know, have in mind what we started at the beginning. Have your 3 tasks you're going to do today and the 3 things you said you were grateful for. Just focus on your breathing, focus on your gratefulness, your positivity in your mind to start the day right. So shoulders are down, just a little stretch in the neck. Just put yourself in a comfortable position with your legs stretching out in front, hands nice and relaxed, just palms up, and just focus on your breathing. So eyes focus, soft focus somewhere in front of you. Take a breath in, try and make sure the rib cage isn't flared. Breathing in, wide and full. Okay, again, slowly bring your awareness back into the room. I want you to lift up through the spine. Feel like the spine is lengthening all the way up towards the ceiling. Stretch the neck up, drop the shoulders down, lengthen, try not to flare the rib cage. Take the hands on the knees and go into that roll. So you're rolling through the spine, then drop the head. And then lift up. We're going to do the same thing. I want you to put the legs out in front, but I'm going to do this sideways so you see what I'm doing. Lift up. Now curl through the spine, drop the head, and then bring the head down to the knees. Be aware of how it feels in the lower back. Now lift up, and a little bit of an arch. And then again. So use the lower back moving, and curl, head, stretch. Slowly roll up, soften the knees and go into lower back arch. And up, last one, and curl, drop the head, and then bring the head down towards the knees. Coming up, soften the knees and back extension, keeping the chin tucked in, and release. Good, roll the shoulders, and a little bit of, again, side bend, lengthen, drop the shoulder, twist to the side, over, side bend, drop the shoulder, twist, and release. Good, thank you very much for joining me. So I'm just doing a little twist. And hope you have a great day and great to see you. So thank you for joining me, and no class tomorrow, but there's a class on Friday. So look forward to seeing you Friday. Thank you, Tamsin. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Rachel. Bye.